It's a historic day in the history of the Wolfe Tones club as they host the Munster club final between the host club here, who have won the county championship for the very first time ever, and the Limerick Champions Patrickswell. It's a lovely setting here in Wolfe Tones. The pitch is looking in excellent condition considering the heavy rain we've had for the last 2 weeks, but everything looking in perfect nick for today's game. A big crowd gathering into the Wolfe Tones pitch, and it's really a great tribute to the local club, the conditions that they have laid on here today, as everything is looking that they will cater for a very big crowd here in their own pitch. A really remarkable achievement for a club who's in existence less than 30 years and have crowned the new champions of Clare for the first time ever, today bidding to gain a place in the Munster club final. The Limerick champions in your picture, Patrickswell, led by their captain Pat Carey from fullback. Just last Sunday they won the Limerick Championship after a replay with Adair. Today bidding for a place in the Munster club final. The Shannon team just having come onto the pitch, led by their captain Brian Lohan. A really historic day, as we said at the outset, for the Wolfe Tones club, bidding for a place in the Munster club final. They are marshalled by Brian Lohan at fullback, and that strong half-back line all the year should have a major bearing on the outcome of the game of Frank Lohan, Sean Power and Paul Meany. Michael O'Neill comes into the side today at full forward in place of Ciaran O'Neill. The Wolfe Tones team in your picture, they make a couple of changes from the team who won the county final. Frank Lohan will be wearing number 14, although he'll be playing in his customary position at right half-back. Michael O'Neill comes into the team at full forward, and Ciaran O'Neill is playing in the number 11 jersey at centre half-forward. They will certainly be looking to the half-back line of Frank Lohan, Sean Power and Paul Meany to carry the day to the Limerick champions. John Reardon doesn't play on the team today as he's carrying an injury, and Derry Collins, who played at full forward, is relegated to the substitutes. There's a huge crowd gathering in for the game here today, and they're certainly well catered for because the Wolfe Tones club have the place perfectly stewarded, and the embankments at both sides are certainly making for very good viewing for the patrons. The referee for this afternoon's game is Willie Barrett of Tipperary. The two captains in the centre of the field, Brian Lohan, the captain of Wolfe Tones, who is playing at fullback, and Pat Carey, who is the captain of Patrickswell, also manning the fullback position. There's a fairly stiffish breeze blowing from right to left, although it's slightly diagonal breeze. And the referee, Willie Barrett, is about to toss the coin. Both captains looking on anxiously. And the signal hasn't been too clear. I think it was Pat Carey who won the toss, but he hasn't signalled which way the sides will play. The Wolfe Tones team, who is managed by Alan Cunningham, and he has certainly done an excellent job this year, limbering up before the start of the game, as is customary with most teams now, warming up and doing a lot of stretching. Well, as the teams prepare to line up behind the Tulla Pipe Band and the Limerick Majorettes for the pre-match parade. It's Wolfe Tones led by their captain Brian Lohan and Patrickswell led by their captain Pat Carey, and I give you the line out. First, the Wolfe Tones team. In goals, Damian Gallery. Right full-back, Jerry McIntyre. Full-back, Brian Lohan, who's the captain of the side, and left full-back, Martin Hartigan. The half-back line on the right, wearing number 14, is Frank Lohan. Centre-back, Sean Power, and on the left, Paul Meany. Centre field, Dennis Reardon and Pat O'Rourke. The half-forward line on the right, Finbar Carrick. In the centre, Ciaran O'Neill. And on the left is Paul Lee. The full-forward line, right full, Paul Carey. Full forward will be Michael O'Neill. And in the left corner, Paul O'Rourke. And the Patrickswell team is as follows. In goals, Nathal O'Grady. Right full-back, Michael Foley. Full-back, Pat Carey, who's the captain of the side. And left full, Pat Earls. The half-back line on the right, Tony O'Brien. In the centre, Ciaran Carey, and on the left, Paul Carey. Centre field is Anthony Carmody and Sean Carey. The half-forward line on the right, Declan O'Grady. In the centre, Nigel Carey, and on the left, Barry Foley. The full-forward line, top of the right, Edward Geary. Full-forward, Gary Kirby, and top of the left, Alan Purcell. It's a perfect afternoon here for hurling on the Wolfe Tones pitch. As we said, the pitch looking in excellent condition. There's a fairly stiff breeze blowing from right to left, but it's slightly diagonal breeze blowing across towards the commentary position here. And everything is set for what promises to be a great game of hurling. It's truly a historic day for the Wolfe Tones club, and they have everything looking in excellent condition as the teams parade up here on our right. Major bearing on the outcome of the game could where will Patrickswell play Gary Kirby. He has been their scorer-in-chief all through the year. He accounted for 2 goals and 10 points in the Limerick semi-final. Then he got 3-9 in the drawing game against Adair, and he scored 1-6 in the replay. It'll be interesting whether he will be played at full forward, where he will come up against the best full-back in the country in Brian Lohan. And it'll be also interesting to see how Michael O'Neill will cope in the full forward position for the Wolfe Tones side, as Derry Collins has been relegated to the substitutes. So a lot of interesting duels. The duel of Sean Power and Nigel Carey should certainly be very interesting. And in the centre of the field, Dennis Reardon, Pat O'Rourke come up against the experienced Anthony Carmody and Sean Carey. So a lot of real great duels to look forward to in today's game. The experienced centre half-back, Ciaran Carey, who played most of the year in the centre half forward position, but Phil Binnis reverted him back to the centre half-back spot for the replay against Adair, and that worked a treat on that occasion, so he is back manning the centre half-back position today. The left half-back for Wolfe Tones, Paul Meany, who has had an excellent year, and when one considers that he played at junior level last year, he made the step up to senior level at ease this year and has had an outstanding season in the left half-back position. Agus Anish, Oran Avian. So the scene is set here in Wolfe Tones as the teams go back into their positions. It'll be Wolfe Tones who will play with the aid of the diagonal breeze in the first half. Brilliant sunshine all around here, and a very big crowd gathered in for the start of the game as the referee Willie Barrett checks as the Tulla pipe band leave the field. And any moment now he'll get this Munster Club semi-final underway. So the game is on. And it's Wolfe Tones first into the attack, but that attack is broken up by Paul Carey, gets it out a little. Cleared out towards the centre. Barry Foley tries to nudge it on. Wolfe Tones, Patrickswell crossing the Wolfe Tones 65, launches a high one in towards Gary Kirby, and Brian Lohan is there. Lohan gets the better of the first tussle between the two. Send out goes off the hand of Barry Foley. Frank Lohan pulls first time out across the centre. Ball breaks out towards Declan O'Grady. Been put under pressure. Cleared out by Paul Meany over the far side. Finbar Carrick first times it on, but that's gone out over the far touchline. It's going to be a sideline cut to Patrickswell. Fairly strong breeze blowing from right to left. And it'll be Paul Carey, the one to take the sideline cut, wearing number 7. 60 metres from his own goal. Finbar Carrick adds to it, send it back in towards the Patrickswell direction. It's Paul Carey coming across. Carey gains possession. 3 Wolfe Tones players around him. Finbar Carrick nips in. Out comes the captain, Pat Carey. Gets a touch out a little. Sean Carey is there. Carey gets it up the field, but it's gone over the far touchline. That's going to be a sideline cut to Wolfe Tones. And it'll be Frank Lohan, the one to take it, just outside his own 65. Frank wearing number 14, but playing at right half back. Frank Lohan with the sideline cut. Blocked by Sean Carey. Cutting across the centre, Ciaran Carey and Kieran O'Neill tussling for it. Tony O'Brien is the one that goes across from his right half back position. Gets the clearance up the far side. Up towards Alan Purcell, but Purcell can't hold on to it. And that's gone over the touchline. It's going to be a sideline cut to Wolfe Tones. Sideline cut to Wolfe Tones. Frank Lohan and Jerry McIntyre. But then they decide to leave it to the right cornerback, Jerry McIntyre. McIntyre has had a very good season. That's a very good cut. Paul O'Rourke tried to latch onto it, wearing 15, but playing at a right corner forward. Michael O'Neill strikes it in. But that's gone to the right and it's gone wide. So Wolfe Tones' first attack has gone to the right and wide. The breeze is a fairly strong breeze, aiding Wolfe Tones in this first half. It'll be Nathan O'Grady to take the puck out for Patrickswell. Comes to the edge of this parallelogram. This is a very short one. Won't go as far as his own 65. Hawley puts up his hand. Can't hold on to it. Tony O'Brien is there for Patrickswell. But he's fouled and that's going to be a free out to the well. And it'll be Anthony Carmody, the one to take it. With his left knee heavily bandaged. Carmody from just inside his own 65. One of the most experienced players on this Patrickswell team. Played for a number of years for Limerick. Strikes it up towards the danger man, Gary Kirby. Again, Brian Lohan bats it down. Paul Meany goes across to help out. Paul Meany is fouled in possession. That's a free out to Patrickswell. It'll be interesting to see how long Gary Kirby will be played at full forward. The first two balls that has dropped in there, Lohan has been in command. Brian Lohan with the free. That's a huge one. A huge free from Brian Lohan. Drops on the 20-metre line. Kieran O'Neill pulls on it. Unleashes a pile driver in, but it's gone to the right and wide. That was a huge free from Brian Lohan. Kieran O'Neill met it full, but it went slightly to the right and wide. Almost 4 minutes gone in this first half. As yet there is no score. Again, Nathan O'Grady. This one is a better one. Will almost go as far as the centre of the field. One in the air by Dennis Reardon. Paulie trying to gain possession. Out comes Paul Carey, known as Jack. Falls to the ground, and that's a free end to Wolfe Tones. And that'll be a chance for Paul Carey to get the opening score. Paul Carey wearing 13, but playing at left corner, where his regular corner position. Paul can be very sharp shooter from frees. Jabs it up and strikes it in, and he makes no mistake. Sends it straight over the bar. After 4.5 minutes of play, Paul Carey puts Wolfe Tones into a 1-point lead. It'll be a puck out for Nathan O'Grady. Wolfe Tones will be hoping to get on early scores as they're playing with the aid of a strong breeze. This one won't go as far as the 65. One in the air again for Wolfe Tones. Paul O'Rourke tries to switch it across. Michael O'Neill fails to hold on to it. Up there, Riceford in the centre. Dennis Reardon sends it down this side. This is Paul Lee. Had been troubled by a hamstring injury during the year. Tony O'Brien. Players from both sides tossing for it. Ciaran Carey has possession. Being put under pressure. And Paulie and Jack Carey don't agree with that decision. It looked as if just that Paulie was standing his ground in front of Ciaran Carey, but the referee, Willie Barrett, has given the free to Patrickswell, and it'll be Tony O'Brien to take it. Tony's father, also known as Tony, played for a number of years for Limerick. Strikes it up the centre. Good first time hurling there by Dennis Reardon. Michael O'Neill pulls on it. Make contact with it, but the referee says the pull was from behind, so he's awarding a free out there for a foul on Pat Carey. It'll be a free out to Patrickswell, and it's Tony O'Brien going across to take it, about 40 metres out from his own goal. 6.5 minutes gone in this first half. Tony O'Brien strikes a shortish one. The wind holds it. Paul Carrick trying... Anthony Camedy goes across. Ciaran O'Neill tussling for it also in there. Ball breaks across to Dennis Reardon. Reardon with the hand pass out to Paulie. Paulie strikes in a very, very high one. That was the play all during the year. It drops inside. A dangerous ball as it drops. Players on both sides tussling for it. Michael O'Neill trying to gain possession. Fed out towards Finbar Carrick, but it's hit over his head. Paul Carey is there for Patrickswell. Carey gets his shot in, but it's not a very long one. Very close to the far touchline. Barry Foley in possession. Swings it in over towards Gary Kirby. Martin Hartigan goes across also. Danger here for Wolfe Tones. Can this be the opening score? Yes, it's fired in and it's gone over the crossbar. A point by Edward Geary, the right corner forward. Damian Gallery got a touch to that one and deflected it over the crossbar from Edward Geary, so it's 1 point each. Almost 8 minutes gone in this first half. Damian Gallery with the puck out. And you can judge the strength of the breeze from that one. This goes way down into the half-back line for Patrickswell. Finbar Carrick nudges it on towards Frank Lohan. Frank Lohan strikes it down. Michael O'Neill trying to get a hand to it. Can't hold on to it. Booted out by Ciaran Carey. Struck in inside. Again, it's Ciaran Carey is there, just inside in the middle of the small arc. Gets his clearance up. Frank Lohan is there. Lohan storming into the game at right half-back. Lohan strikes another long one. A dangerous ball as it drops down inside. But Nate O'Grady is there for Patrickswell. Gets his clearance out this side. Well taken by Anthony Camedy. Camedy feeding it up this side of the field. Jerry McIntyre is there, but his shot is blocked down. Breaks inside towards Alan Purcell. Purcell looks in a dangerous ball as he drops it in. Well taken inside by the keeper, Damian Gallery. But the clearance is a poor one. Only goes straight to Declan O'Grady. O'Grady fires it in, but again the safe hand of Brian Lohan is under it. Pat O'Rourke fouled in possession, so a free to Wolfe Tones. The game opening at a fairly lively pace. Frank Lohan will be the free taker. 60 metres from his own goal, aided by the breeze. Strikes it very high. Drops inside the 13-metre line. Backs and forwards, tossing for it inside. Paul O'Rourke lays it off this side. This is Paul Lee in possession. Can he finish with a score? Lee looks in and strikes it in, putting Wolfe Tones back into a 1 point lead. Nice score from the left half forward, Paul Lee. Nate O'Grady with the puck out. This is a better one. Goes past the centre of the field. Sean Power comes out for it. Very close to the touchline. Dennis Reardon goes by Paul Lee. Ball breaks into centre half forward Nigel Carey. Well read inside by Martin Hartigan. Gets it up towards Paul Lee. Paul Lee shakes off the challenge of Ciaran Carey. Still Paul Lee careering through. Lee strikes it in. It looks a good one. Yes, a very good point by Paul Lee. Paul, who played at fullback for the Clare Miners in the All-Ireland final in 1989, but in the last couple of seasons has played up front for Wolfe Tones, settling very well at left half forward. Be Nate O'Grady with the puck out. 3 points to 1. The host club Wolfe Tones leading. Up the rise, Fred. One in the air by Pat O'Rourke. Ciaran O'Neill feeds it in nicely. In towards Michael O'Neill. O'Neill grabs it. Strikes it in, but his shot is half blocked down. Out comes the keeper, Nate O'Grady. Being put under pressure by Paul O'Rourke, but O'Grady gets his clearance out. Dennis Reardon rises, Fred. So does Anthony Camedy. Camedy can't get his shot in. Nigel O'Grady is also there tussling for it. Or Nigel Carey. Carey strikes it in goalwards. Gary Kirby has gone inside Brian Lohan. Kirby still going through. Still Kirby fires it in. And the referee has blown the whistle. He's awarding a free end to A free end to Patrickswell. Brian Lohan protesting, but the referee Willie Barrett had no hesitation in warning a free end to the Patrickswell side. And it'll be Gary Kirby the one to take it. As we said earlier, he's been the scorer-in-chief all throughout the season for the Limerick Champions. And Gary Kirby just slightly to the right of the post, but should certainly cause no problems for the Patrickswell men. Referee Willie Barrett not happy there at where Alan Purcell and Martin Hartigan are standing. Gary Kirby strikes it in and sends it, makes no mistake, straight between the posts. So just a point separating the sides. 12.5 minutes gone in this first half. Damian Gallery with the puck out. That's a very long one again from Damian Gallery. Paulie can't hold on to it. Tony O'Brien is there, but it's gone over the touchline. That's going to be a sideline cut to Wolfe Tones. And the sideline cut will be taken by Dennis Reardon, about 40 metres from the Patrickswell goal. Dennis Reardon strikes it in, taken inside nicely by Tony O'Brien. The wind holds it as he drives it up towards the half-back line. Well taken by Nigel Carey. Carey is fouled, and that's going to be a free end to the Limerick Champions Patrickswell. And Gary Kirby coming out from the full forward position to take it. Gary Kirby looks at the target. It's a slight diagonal breeze blowing across. This one is about 45 metres out from goal. Gary Kirby looks at the target, jabs it up, strikes it in, and umpires look to each other, but that one has gone to the right and wide. That's Patrickswell's first wide of the game. That one was very close. The umpires looked at each other and then waved it wide. So Wolfe Tones lead by that 1 point. Again another long puck out by Damian Gallery. Ciaran O'Neill tries to flick it in. Paulie has possession, causing trouble in the early stages. Strikes it in towards Michael O'Neill, drops inside. Paul O'Rourke trying to latch onto it. Can O'Rourke finish with a score? Struck in, but the keeper, Nigel O'Grady, is there. The danger still not cleared. Michael O'Neill has possession. His pat to goal is blocked. In backs and forwards, tossing for it inside. Paul O'Rourke has possession, trying to make an angle for himself. O'Rourke strikes it in, and it sends it right between the posts. A very good point by Paul O'Rourke. So that's putting Wolfe Tones back into a 2-point lead. 4 points to 2. Almost 15 minutes gone in this first half. Nigel O'Grady with the puck out. This is a better one, goes down as far as the Wolfe Tones 65. Sean Power can't hold on to it. Ciaran Carey pulls first time up towards his brother Nigel. Out comes the left corner back, Martin Hartigan gets a low clearance as far as the centre of the field. Tony O'Brien and Paulie pull hard for it. Again Paulie wins the tussle. Certainly down into the corner, Paul O'Rourke. O'Rourke a bit slow in getting his shot in. Paul Carey is there. Ball breaks across in the centre. Paul O'Rourke has possession again. His shot is blocked down. Michael Foley gains possession but can't clear his lines. That's sent in and it's sent to the left and sent wide. So it'll be Nigel O'Grady again to take the puck out. Pucking into that stiff breeze. Scoreboard reading 4 points to 2 in favour of the Wolfe Tones team. Nicely won by Dennis Reardon. Paulie once again. Paul Carey coming across from the left half back position. Gets it out as far as Sean Carey. Carey strikes it up into the corner. Nicely taken there by Alan Purcell. Purcell strikes it in goalwards. Out comes the keeper, Damian Gallery, trying to shake off the challenge of Gary Kirby. Gets a good clearance out that far side. Finbar Carrick has possession. Finbar Carrick strikes a long one down inside. Paul Carey tries to latch onto that one, but it's flicked away at the vital moment. And out comes the keeper, Nigel O'Grady. O'Grady soloing out from goals. Gets his clearance upfield. Up towards Declan O'Grady. O'Grady swings it in the centre. Ball cleared out a little. Martin Hartigan opening very well in the left corner. Paul Carey and Finbar Carrick under it. Paul Carey in possession. Swings it over the far side. Barry Foley and Frank Lohan. These two should have a great tussle. Swings it over across towards Alan Purcell. Hartigan puts his hand up to it. Hartigan comes away. The intended pass went astray. Only goes to Anthony Carmody. Carmody strikes at goalwards, but that one has gone to the right and gone wide. Damian Gallery with the puck out down that far side. Paul Carey is there once again. Very close to that far touchline, but it's kept in play. Jerry McIntyre has possession, half blocked down, but gets it at the second attempt. In nips Frank Lohan. Hand pass in towards his centre half back Sean Power. The ball not bouncing for Sean Power. Nigel Carey inside. Carey is loose, hitting across on the 20-metre line, fires it in, and Carey gets the point. A point by Nigel Carey. As that hand pass was laid across to Sean Power, the bounce of the ball not as high as it would be earlier in the year. Didn't come up for the centre half back Sean Power. And Nigel Carey penalised that one with a point. Carmody and Dennis Riordan pull. Paulie being put under pressure by Declan O'Grady. Sean Carey is also there for Patrickswell. Paulie can't get it up. Sean Carey gets it out a little. Up towards Barry Foley. Trying to shake off the challenge of Frank Lohan. In nips Paul Meany. Taken away from Dennis Riordan. Alan Purcell nips in, but out comes Martin Hartigan. Hartigan hurling very well in that left corner. Down towards Michael O'Neill. O'Neill has possession. Trying to lay off a hand pass. Surrounded by three Patrickswell players. Struck in by... It's a goal! It's a goal for Wolfe Tones. Ciaran O'Neill the scorer. As that ball broke out, Ciaran O'Neill unleashed a pile driver in. Nigel O'Grady put his hand up for it. It went off his fingers and into the back of the net. So 4 points, 4-point lead for Wolfe Tones. Almost 20 minutes gone in this first half, and that should really bring this game to life. Nigel O'Grady with the puck out. Declan O'Grady. O'Grady strikes it in towards Gary Kirby. Up goes Lohan with it. Kirby has it inside in. Kirby going through. Lays it inside towards Barry Foley. Out comes Damian Gallery. Gallery reacts very quick to that one. Swings it down the far side. Finbar Carrick. That's gone over the touchline. It's going to be a sideline cut to Wolfe Tones. That goal should really settle the Clare champions, Wolfe Tones. Pat O'Rourke with the sideline cut. It's a poor one. Finbar Carrick feeds it in towards the corner, but that's gone over the touchline. That's going to be a sideline cut. It took a deflection there off the left half back, Paul Carey. So it's going to be a sideline cut to Wolfe Tones. Wolfe Tones leading by 4 points, 1-4 to 3 points. Pat O'Rourke with a sideline cut. Strikes this one a better one. Anthony Carmody is back there. Carmody gets a right-handed clearance. Frank Lohan and Barry Foley rise for it. Sean Power covering off. Hook by Nigel Carey. Paul Meany in to help out. Fed inside by Barry Foley. Out comes the keeper, Damian Gallery. Shortish clearance, but picks out the left half back, Paul Meany. Paul Meany gets a lowish one upfield. Anthony Carmody is there in the centre of the field. Carmody playing well in the centre. Lays it inside into Declan O'Grady. Links up with Alan Purcell. But the referee has penalised Sean Power there for a push in the back. So it's going to be a free end to Patrickswell. And Gary Kirby coming out to take it. The real experienced head up front for Patrickswell. This one is slightly to the right of the goals. About 30 to 35 metres out from goal. Meanwhile, there's a hold-up in play as one of the Patrickswell players has picked up a hand injury. Nigel Carey out in the centre, receiving attention there for a hand injury. Nigel Carey is back on his feet as Gary Kirby is about to take the free. Sends it straight between the posts. Gary Kirby's second point of the game. It's 1-4 to 4 points. 23 and a half minutes gone in this first half. Puck out down that far side. Nicely taken by Finbar Carey. Links up with Pat O'Rourke. O'Rourke strikes goalwards, and that's a very good one. A very good point by the midfielder, Pat O'Rourke. Pat had a great game in the county final. Scored a couple of great points on that occasion. And sent that one straight between the posts, putting 4 points between the sides again. 1-5 to 4 points. Natal O'Grady with the puck out. Drops into the centre of the field. One in the air by Dennis Reardon. In towards Ciaran O'Neill. Ciaran Carey gains possession, but then loses it. Flicked out by Michael Foley. Ciaran Carey, but loses possession again. Back is Tony O'Brien, the right half back. O'Brien, who had a great game last week in the county final for the Patrickswell men. Out comes Brian Lohan, superbly marshalling his defence. Taken to the ground there by Nigel Carey. And Nigel Carey is being called by Willie Barrett. And Willie Barrett has the notebook out. There's going to be a booking here for the centre half forward, Nigel Carey, for that trip there on Brian Lohan. And the free will be taken by the centre half back, Sean Power. 55 metres from his own goal. Sean Power strikes a very, very long one. Oh, a dangerous ball as it drops. But it's gone slightly to the right and gone wide. That was a huge drive there from Sean Power, and just slightly to the right and wide. That's Wolfe Tones' fourth wide of this first half. And the scoreboard reading, 1 goal and 5 points to Wolfe Tones, 4 points to Patrickswell. Natal O'Grady with the puck out. Again it drops into the centre of the field. The wind certainly holding those puck outs. Finbar Carey feeds it down along that far side. Oh, that's gone over the touchline. It's going to be a sideline cut. It seems to have taken a deflection off one of the Patrickswell players. And it's going to be a sideline cut to Wolfe Tones. Gary Kirby is now out at centre half forward. We wondered how long he would stay on Brian Lohan. Nigel Carey is at full forward. Dennis Reardon with the sideline cut. Oh, well taken. Strikes it in, but it's gone to the right and gone wide. That's the 5th wide of the game for Wolfe Tones. They're leading by 4 points. 1-5 to 4 points. 26 and a half minutes gone in this first half. Natal O'Grady with the puck out. Getting a bit more distance into them as the game goes along. Anthony Camedy is there for Patrickswell. Up towards Gary Kirby, goes by him. Back covering again is Sean Power. Sean Power gets a long relieving clearance downfield. Michael O'Neill rises for it, grabs it nicely. Looks goalwards, strikes it in, and that one is very poorly struck. It's gone way to the right and wide. Wolfe Tones will not want to be missing chances like that because they will have to play against that strong breeze in the second half. That's 6 wides they've had in the first half to Patrickswell's 2. Again the puck out drops into the centre. Sean Carey rises for it. Finbar Carey gets a touch to it. Dennis Reardon is there for Wolfe Tones. Cleared away by Paul Carey. Up that far side. Out comes Jerry McIntyre first for it. Being put under pressure by 3 Patrickswell players. Still retains possession. He's penalised for turning around 2 or 3 times at the ball, and that's going to be a free in to Patrickswell. And a chance for Gary Kirby to put just 3 points between the sides. Gary Kirby now operating at centre half forward. Nigel Carey is at full forward, but Nigel Carey seems to be in trouble once again. He had picked up an injury just a few minutes ago. He's gone down injured once again. Carey is ready to resume, and the free in by Gary Kirby. Kirby looks at the target, strikes it up, and makes no mistake. He sends it straight between the posts. Kirby's third point of the game, putting just a goal between the sides. 1-5 to 5 points. Just over 29 minutes gone in this first half. A long puck out down this side of the field. Dennis Reardon first times it in. Hurled away there by Pat Earls. Paul Carey is there, gets it out to Sean Carey. Frank Lohan and Barry Foley. Lohan has had the better of this tussle in this first half. And that's a free to Wolfe Tones. And Paul Carey is coming out from the left corner forward position to take the free. It's just inside his own half, but he's aided by a strong breeze. Carey strikes it in. It looks a good one. Yes, it's gone straight between the posts. Paul Carey's second point of the game, putting 4 points between the sides again. 1-6 to 5 points. We've just gone over the 30 minutes, but there was a number of stoppages during the first half. But time now is at the discretion of the referee, Willie Barrett. Frank Lohan rises high for it. Sean Power is also in there. Paulie tussles for it with Anthony Carmody. Declan O'Grady. Dennis Reardon can't get room to swing the stick. Runs into three Patrickswell players, but Dennis Reardon still tussles for it. Ciaran O'Neill moves that one nicely, but it's well taken inside by the fullback and captain Pat Carey. Finbar Carrick there protesting his innocence. It looked to be a rather harsh free from this angle, but the referee Willie Barrett was much closer to the action, and he's giving the free out to Patrickswell, and it'll be the right half back Tony O'Brien to take it. .45 metres from his own goal. Strikes the long one, considering the strength of that strong breeze. Oh, well taken by Martin Hart again. Playing very well in that left corner position. Anthony Carmody's under it for Patrickswell. Still Anthony Carmody. Tries to link inside with Alan Purcell. Out comes Brian Lohan. Superb hurling there by the fullback, Brian Lohan. And the referee calls to the ball, and there's time for no more. And as the referee, Willie Barrett, blows the whistle after that long relieving clearance by Brian Lohan. And as the sides go in at half-time, it's the Clare champions Wolfe Tones leading on a score of 1 goal and 6 points to Patrickswell's 5 points. The all-important goal coming from Ciaran O'Neill. So at half-time here in the Wolfe Tones pitch, it's the Clare champions Wolfe Tones, 1 goal and 6 points. Patrickswell, the Limerick champions, 5 points. It's still all to play for. So both teams out for the start of the second half. Looking around, I don't see any change on either side. Frank Lohan is at centre half back, and Sean Power has gone to right half. So Wolfe Tones go into the first attack of the second half. Ciaran Carey, the centre half back, has possession. Finbar Carrick, first times it doesn't make contact. Again Finbar Carrick nudges along. Tony O'Brien, the right half back for Patrickswell, is there. Gets a long one down towards Gary Kirby, breaks inside. Jerry McIntyre is there, but oh, that one got a touch in it there, and it went past the upright, out for a 65. Alan Purcell was coming in there dangerously, and it went off the stick of Jerry McIntyre and went out for a sideline cut. So it'll be Gary Kirby to take the 65, having the aid of the strong breeze now in this second half. Kirby jabs it up, strikes it in, and it's gone to the left and it's gone wide. That's two place balls that Gary Kirby has been off target with. He's normally so accurate. Kirby has gone back into the full forward position, and Nigel Carey is back out at centre half forward. Jerry McIntyre with the puck out, or Damian Gallery with the puck out. You can judge the breeze from that one. That didn't go as far as his own 65, and he had some very, very long ones in the first half. It's going to be a free to Wolfe Tones. It'll be Frank Lohan to take it, wearing 14, but now playing at centre half back. Frank strikes it up into the corner. Paul Carey trying to gain possession. Michael Foley is there for Patrickswell. Foley gets it out a little. Anthony Carmody is first onto it. Carmody sidesteps two would-be challengers, taps it into the centre. Frank Lohan misjudged it for a moment, but then gains possession without a hurley. Frank Lohan is tripped by Nigel Carey, and that's going to be a free to Wolfe Tones. Frank had no trouble dealing with that one as he came away. Of course, he's also a very accomplished footballer, having played for the Clare Seniors in the championship against Cork this year. Paul Carey with the free on the Patrickswell 65. Strikes it in goalwards. A dangerous one as it drops inside. Scooped away by the keeper, Nigel O'Grady, and it's gone for a 65. 65 to Wolfe Tones, and it'll be Frank Lohan to take this one. Lohan strikes it. A good one against that strong breeze. Drops it in, but it's gone to the right and wide. That's Wolfe Tones' 7th wide of the game. To Patrickswell 3. 3.5 minutes gone in this second half. Nigel O'Grady with the puck out. This is a much better one than he was getting in the first half. All breaks across in the centre. It's flicked away by Martin Hartigan. Anthony Carmody first times it down into the corner. Down towards Alan Purcell. Surrounded by two Wolfe Tones players. Still Purcell swings it in dangerously. Jerry McIntyre is inside. Gets it out a little. Only out towards Gary Kirby. Kirby fires it in. That's gone way off target. To the right and wide. And a bit of a disagreement going on there between some of the players there around the 20-metre line. A number of players congregating around. There's one of the Wolfe Tones players on the ground. But thankfully, sanity has prevailed. And the referee, Willie Barrett, is calling a couple of players. He's having a word with Brian Lohan. Gary Kirby standing around the fringes of it also in there. But Jerry McIntyre is down injured. Seems to be a leg injury he has picked up. Jerry McIntyre is back on his feet and ready to resume his position at right corner back as Damian Gallery takes the puck out. This is a good one against that strong breeze. Finbar Carrick has possession. Carrick strikes it in towards Paul O'Rourke, trying to get around the challenge of Pat Earls. Paul O'Rourke can't control it. It's gone over the sideline. It's going to be a sideline cut to Patrickswell. It'll be the left corner back, Pat Earls, the one to take it. 5.5 minutes gone in this second half. Score is as you were at half time, 1-6 to 5 points. Frank Lohan pulls. Anthony Carmody without the stick, boots it downfield. Down towards Edward O'Grady. O'Grady has possession, surrounded by 3 Wolfe Tones players, but it's going to be a free end to Patrickswell. And the free taker will be Gary Kirby. 40 metres out from the goal, to the left of the target. Gary Kirby strikes it in. And again, that's gone off target. It's gone to the right and wide. The normally very, very accurate Gary Kirby hasn't been so accurate today. That's his 3rd free that he has missed. And he's really the scorer-in-chief in this Patrickswell side. He has got 3 of their 5 points before half-time, all from place balls. Damian Gallery with the puck out. Tony O'Brien in possession. Crossing the Wolfe Tones 65. O'Brien showing great pace, being chased all the way by Paul Lee. Runs into the challenge of Frank Lohan. Lohan stops him in his tracks. Nigel Carey in possession. Carey soloing through. trying to link in with Edward O'Grady, and he's brought to the ground. Again, the Wolfe Tones players complaining there that there was no foul on the player going through, but he was brought to the ground, and that's going to be a free in. And surely Gary Kirby will get the range from this one. It's just outside the 20-metre line. Just inside the semicircle. Kirby strikes it up, jabs it up and strikes it straight over the bar. Gary Kirby's 4th point of the game. So now just a goal separating the sides. 7.5 minutes gone in this second half. So 3 points separating the sides. The winners of this game today will meet the winners of the Tip champions and the Waterford champions in the Munster final. Finbar Carey close to the touchline, fires it up towards Paul O'Rourke, but that's gone over the touchline, and it's going to be a sideline cut to Patrickswell. And be Pat Earls to take the cut. Ciaran Carey and Kieran O'Neill having a bit of a difference of opinion, so also is Paul Carey and Finbar Carey. It's a good sideline cut from Pat Earls. Gary Kirby has possession in front of Brian Lohan. He's surrounded by the Lohan brothers. They sweep it away from him, and Brian Lohan clears it upfield. What a marvellous fullback this fella is. This goes inside to Paulie. Paulie strikes it in, looks at the target, and over the crossbar. Paulie's 3rd point of the game. Tony O'Brien is doing a lot of hurling at right half back for Patrickswell, but Paulie is certainly doing the damage for Wolfe Tones in the left half forward position. Has got 3 good points in play. So that's restoring a 4-point lead again for Wolfe Tones. Another long puck out. Down towards Barry Foley. Foley swings it across in the middle. Anthony Carmody pulls one-handed, but there is Pat O'Rourke. Up towards Paul Carey. Loses his footing. Raised tussle for position. Ciaran Carey is the one who comes away with it. Carey strikes a long one upfield. Jerry McIntyre bats it down. Ball breaks to Nigel Carey. Trying to go by the challenger Sean Power. Links in inside. This is O'Grady cutting through. Or it's Edward Geary. Geary has possession. Lays it over across. Flicked out a little. And away come Wolfe Tones once again. Pat O'Rourke with it. O'Rourke hurls it upfield. This is Paul O'Rourke. O'Rourke cutting through. Gaps opening inside him. Still Paul O'Rourke. Strikes it in, and O'Rourke gets the point. Paul O'Rourke's 2nd point of the game. The Wolfe Tones forwards beginning to click now. Paul Lee and Paul O'Rourke certainly causing problems. So that's putting a 5-point lead into it now. The biggest margin we've had in the game since the game started. This is really test the mettle of the Limerick champions. That's going to be a free for a foul there on Ciaran Carey. And this time it's Anthony Carmody is going to be the one to take the free. 10.5 minutes gone in this second half. Just inside the Wolfe Tones half, Carmody strikes it in, and that one has gone to the right and gone wide. That's their 5th wide of the game. So there's 5 points separating the sides, 1-8 to 6 points. $11 minutes gone in this second half. Damian Gallery with the puck out. Close to that far touchline. Paul Lee there once again. Lee playing very well at left half forward. Hard challenges goes in. Ciaran Carey gets it away up towards Alan Purcell. Purcell strikes it infield, and there is Frank Lohan. The 2 Lohan brothers playing extremely well for Wolfe Tones. This is Paul Carey. Carey breaks out from his left half back position, being put under pressure by Paul O'Rourke. Lays it off to Sean Carey. This is Barry Foley. Has been very quiet today. Edward Geary. There seems to be more threat from Geary in the corner. Well blocked down by Jerry McIntyre. McIntyre and Geary tussling for it. In comes Frank Lohan to help. A real scramble for position down near the corner. Swept away by Frank Lohan. Ball breaks to Paul Carey. Carey links in inside. This is Nigel being confronted by Paul Meany. Lays it across to Anthony Camedy. Camedy looks at the target, strikes it in, and Camedy gets the point. So that's bringing the margin back to 4 points. 1-8 to 7 points. Patrickswell playing with the aid of a strong breeze in the second half. Almost 12 and a half minutes gone. And Damian Gallery to take the puck out. Pucking into a strong breeze. There's bright sunshine, but it's a cold day here in Shannon. But the players out there won't mind that, because the pride of their club is at stake here this evening. The one who comes away with is Declan O'Grady. O'Grady strikes it downfield. Again, Martin Hartigan read that well. Hartigan having a great game at that left corner. This is Nigel Carey. Carey cutting through. Still Carey being confronted inside by Paul Meany. And once again, it's the safe hands of Brian Lohan, the one who comes away with it. Hurls it upfield, up towards Paulie. Paulie scoops it on. Ciaran O'Neill is there. O'Neill hurls it across in the centre. Ciaran Carey. And Carey will have to be kept from having those long runs downfield. Swept away upfield by Dennis Reardon. Up towards Paul Carey and Michael Foley tussle for it. Paul Carey in possession. Lays it up into the corner. Pat Carey, the captain, is first out to it. And the referee has said there that there's a free for a push on the back by Michael O'Neill. So it's going to be a free out to Patrickswell. And Nathan O'Grady coming out from the goals to take the free. About 24-25 metres out from his own goal. Very close to that far touchline.
Up comes O'Grady and he strikes a long one.
O'Grady strikes a long one. Frank Lohan is under it. Ball breaks to Declan O'Grady. O'Grady well closed down. The Wolfe Tones back playing superbly. Pat O'Rourke, half blocked. Sean Carey feeds it back in towards the full forward line. Jerry McIntyre is inside. Jerry McIntyre sweeps it out. Out it comes to Anthony Camedy. Camedy strikes at goal was, but that's gone to the right and wide. There's a sub coming on to the Patrickswell team. John McDermott is coming on wearing number 17. Seems to be coming into a left half forward position. Barry Foley seems to be going across into the right corner. And I think it's Alan Purcell is the one is being replaced. Yes, Alan Purcell is being replaced. Barry Foley has gone to right corner forward and John McDermott is in at left half. Gary Kirby has now gone into the left corner. Kirby has been very, very quiet all throughout this afternoon. He's now been backed by Jerry McIntyre. Nice overhead hurling. Ciaran Carey is there once again for Patrickswell. This game really dominated by both sets of defences. Barry Foley sends in a nice one. Gary, he comes off his line. Safely collects it. Boots it out this side, out to the number 6. Sean Power was playing at right half back. That's gone over the touchline. It's going to be a sideline cut to Patrickswell. Anthony Camedy is going to take this sideline cut. A very big crowd gathered in for this Munster semi-final. 4 points separating the sides, 1-8 to 7 points. We've gone over 16 minutes in the second half. That's a good cut from Anthony Camedy. Strikes it in. Brian Lohan gets a touch to it. Sean Power fails to make contact. Declan O'Grady also in there tussling for it. This is the substitute, John McDermott. McDermott strikes it across. Martin Hartigan is there. Hard pulling by Hartigan. Certainly not standing on ceremony in there. Flicked in inside in towards Nigel Carey. Oh, well saved inside by Damian Gallery. And in came Gary Kirby. First timed it in. seemed to take a touch off the keeper, Damian Gallery. The referee, Willie Barrett, gone in to have a word with one of the umpires. And the outcome of that chat is that it's going to be a 6, or it has been signalled that it's gone wide. I thought it took a touch off Damian Gallery. Damian Gallery did well to smother that one there from Nigel Carey. Damian Gallery with the puck out. Foley tussling for it, very close to the far touchline. It won't come up for him. Foley strikes it in along the turf. Out comes the fullback, Pat Carey. Tony O'Brien in possession. Oh, it's going to be a free out to Patrickswell. It'll be Tony O'Brien to take the free. The foul was committed on Ciaran Carey. Tony O'Brien with the free. Up towards Gary Kirby. It's knocked away from him. Seems to have got a knock. The play continues. Away comes Frank Lohan, a very strong defender. Lohan passes the 65. Whips it across this side. It's gone over the touchline. It's going to be a sideline cut. Sideline cut to Patrickswell. 18.5 minutes gone in the second half. Still 4 points between the sides. 1-8 to 7 points. A low-scoring second half. It was 1-6 to 5 at half-time. Just 2 points each in this second half. Anthony Carmody strikes it in. Brian Lohan is in there once again. Lohan gets his clearance, not a very long one. Comes to Nigel Carey. Carey strikes it over across. And that one has gone harmlessly over the end line to the right and wide. That's the 7th wide for Patrickswell. And one wondered coming into the game, if the Wolfe Tones defence could keep tabs on Gary Kirby, what would be the outcome? Because they certainly didn't seem to have the forwards up front during the Limerick Championship, and that's the way it's proving here this afternoon. Finbar Carrick can't hold on to it. Finbar Carrick pulls up towards Paul O'Rourke. Real physical contest. Ciaran Carey can't get his clearance in. Certainly no quarter being asked or given here in this Munster Club semi-final. Gary Kirby rises with Jerry McIntyre. McIntyre again beats him to the ball. Dennis Reardon, the hand pass out to Sean Power. Power strikes it up towards Paul O'Rourke. Pat Earls is there for Patrickswell. Strikes it down the field, up the right for it. Gary Kirby got a touch to it, can't hold on to it. This is Paul Meany. Still Paul Meany races after it. Barry Foley in close attention. Blocks him once again, but it's still Paul Meany. Still persists with it. Gets his clearance out to Dennis Reardon. Very close to that far touchline, but it's gone over the sideline. That's going to be a sideline cut to Patrickswell. Almost 21 minutes gone in this second half. 4 points still separating the sides. Seems to be a substitute on the Wolfe Tones team. John Reardon seems to be coming into the side. He's coming in to play in a full forward position, and Michael O'Neill has gone off the side. So John Reardon in at full forward. That's a good sideline cut by Anthony Carmody. Strikes it down. And again, Brian Lohan is there. What a masterful display of hurling. He's giving it full back for Wolfe Tones. He gets his clearance over the far side, close to the touchline. Anthony Carmody is there for Patrickswell. Down towards Edward Geary. Geary strikes it in, and Edward Geary gets the point. So that's bringing it back just to 3 points. 1-8 to 8 points. It's still all to play for. 3 points, a very small lead, especially in hurling. Now the crowd beginning to get behind the Wolfe Tones side as they cheer on the Clare champions. Damian Gallery with the puck out. Fired back in again, in towards Gary Kirby. Kirby has possession. Lays it across to Nigel Carey. Carey took too much out of it. And the referee has blown the whistle. He's awarding a free. He's awarding a free end to Patrickswell. And it'll be Gary Kirby the one to take it. Kirby strikes it goalwards. And he makes no mistake with this one. Puts it straight over the crossbar. His 5th point of the game. There's another sub coming onto the Patrickswell side. Raymond Fitzgerald, wearing number 19, is coming into the Patrickswell team. And Barry Foley is the one who's being replaced. Barry Foley, who played in the All-Ireland final for Limerick, has been replaced on the side. He certainly had a very quiet afternoon. He was out hurling a number of different positions. John McDermott rises for with Sean Power. Again, Frank Lohan is there. And the Lohan brothers have certainly been commanding in the heart of that Wolfe Tones defence. Frank Lohan to take the free. About 5 metres inside his own 65. The sun now casting long shadows from the players. Strikes it up into the corner. Finbar Carrick plucks it out of the air. Finbar Carrick is fouled. Fouled by Paul Carey. That's going to be a free into Wolfe Tones. And it'll be a chance for Paul Carey, known as Jack, to put 4 points between the sides. But it's a very, very awkward angle. Paul, of course, has the advantage of he has done this and time after time here in his own pitch. And Paul Carey sends it straight between the posts. Paul Carey's 3rd point of the game. So there's 4 points between them again. 110 to 9 points. Just under 6 minutes to go. 6 minutes between a historic ever first appearance for Wolfe Tones in a Munster Club final. They're leading by 4 points. This is Raymond Fitzgerald. The well will not give up. They'll fight to the very end. This is Nigel Carey. Being hooshed off the ball by Frank Lohan. Breaks back to Martin Hartigan. Hartigan has an outstanding game at left corner back. Ball breaks inside. Paul Lee can't get it up. It still won't come up for him. Paul Lee springs first time. Ciaran Carey goes across. Paul O'Rourke has possession. Falls to the ground. A real scramble there as players on both sides tussling for it. Fired in inside, in towards Ciaran O'Neill. But Pat Carey, the captain and fullback, was there. Swept it away from the danger area. In comes John McDermott with the challenge. The referee has blown the whistle. He's awarding a free there for that foul by John Reardon. And it's going to be a free out, and Nathan O'Grady coming from the goals to take it. Certainly in a great hurry now to take it. It's 1-9 to 9 points. I said it was 1-10 to 9. Oh, it's 1-9 to 9 points. Just 3 points between the sides. Sean Power gets it out a little. Finbar Carrick tussling for it. Sean Power is also in there. Power first times it away. This is Ciaran O'Neill. This is a great display by the Wolfe Tones side. Full of fire and full of guts. This is Paul O'Rourke going through. Will he tap it over for the insurance point? Yes, Paul O'Rourke. Paul O'Rourke's 3rd point of the game, putting 4 points between the sides, and the Limerick champions look rattled at the moment. This is Ciaran Carey. Jerry McIntyre is there. McIntyre sweeps it upfield. Finbar Carrick. And one of the features of this Wolfe Tones team this year was their high level of fitness, and that's certainly standing to him here this afternoon as well. That's gone to the right and gone wide. Just under 4 minutes to go. 4 points between the sides. 110 to 9 points. Pat O'Rourke first times it up towards his brother Paul. Paul O'Rourke once again has caused problem in that right corner. Studies himself, strikes it in and sends it over the crossbar. Paul O'Rourke's 4th point of the game. So now there's 5 points between the sides. And just over 3 minutes. 3 minutes between Wolfe Tones appearing in their first ever Munster Club final. Finbar Carrick fires it up into Paul O'Rourke's corner once again. But this time the referee has penalised the Wolfe Tones man. It's going to be a free out to Patrickswell. 5 points separating the sides. And it would really be a remarkable achievement if Wolfe Tones were to progress to the Munster Club final. But I'm sure that they won't class it as a remarkable achievement. If they're in there, they'll want to win it. But this one isn't won yet. It is, says Paul Meany as he sweeps it away. That magnificent half-back line has stood firm again today, with Frank Lohan majestic in the centre. That's going to be a free to Patrickswell. A bit of a difference opinion going on between some of the players over at the far side. A lot of the crowd beginning to leave. They feel that the game is over. There's just over 2 minutes. 2 minutes between Wolfe Tones and Sionna appearing in their first ever Munster Club final. They won the county championship for the first time ever this year, and now seems as if they're about to progress to the Munster final. Of course, it's a Clare team who's the champions, 6 Mile Bridge. That'll certainly be an incentive to the Wolfe Tones side to keep the Munster crown in Clare. A sideline cut for Patrickswell. Ciaran Carey with the sideline cut, strikes it in as a loose player inside. He's not loose anymore. That is Paul Carey. Finbar Carrick, he's playing at right half forward. He's back in a right corner back position now at the moment. Sean Power is also in there, close to the touchline. It's gone out over the end line, it's gone wide. A bit of a difference of opinion again between some of the players. This has been a hard, tough physical contest all throughout. Wolfe Tones certainly have given a masterful display of hurling here today. Just a minute and 2 seconds left on my stopwatch. 5 points between the sides. Damian Gallery with the puck out. Referee Willie Barrett looking at the watch. Swings it up the far side. Attitude in the air. Michael Foley comes out, but it's swept upfield once again. If Wolfe Tones can keep it at that end, it's as good as a score. John Reardon nurses it up along in towards that full forward position. Pat Carey is there, the fullback and captain for Patrickswell. Lays it out. John McDermott fires it upfield. Up the right foot, Ciaran O'Carey. Ciaran Carey now seems to be gone down into the forwards, or it's his brother Nigel. The two of them look very much alike. Edward Geary lays it across to Gary Kirby. Kirby strikes it in inside. And that one has gone out over the end line as Brian Lohan made sure that no player was getting a touch on that one. That's Patrickswell's 10th wide of the game. So we've gone over the 30 minutes. The referee looks at the watch, and it's Wolfe Tones who will advance to meet the Limerick the Tipperary champions, Lohan, or else the Waterford champions, Ballygunner. Puck out up this side. Pat O'Rourke has possession. It's all over. It's all over here in the Wolfe Tones pitch in Ciaran. A really remarkable achievement by the club. They hosted the Munster Club semi-final and certainly did a great job in stewarding the pitch and having everything in perfect order. But what mattered mostly, their brave hurlers did the business on the pitch and have advanced to the Munster Club final. The final score here, Wolfe Tones and Sionna, 1 goal and 11 points, Patrickswell 9 points. Great scenes of celebration as the Wolfe Tones supporters come on to congratulate their heroes. A really great year for the Wolfe Tones club, and we just hope and pray that they will go all the way and win that elusive Munster title and keep the Munster crown in Clare. You can have it, we're going home now. Well, joining me is the Wolfe Tones left corner back, who gave a masterful display in his left corner back position. Martin, that was a great victory today for the Wolfe Tones team.
Yeah, we're glad it's over. Actually, it was we were very nervous about that match all week. The conditions and everything were very hard. You know, the last 10 minutes there, our legs were very heavy. trying to keep going. But we're just glad it's over. Looking forward to the Munster final now.
There was a lot of talk coming into the game of all the scoring Gary Kirby had done. He had scored 1-6 last week, 3-9 the week before, but he was certainly kept very quiet today.
We were confident all along that we could keep Gary quiet. We thought myself, if Lohan was on him, that he would keep him quiet. That would do a lot of damage to Patrickswell if Gary Kirby wasn't scoring. So Lohan did his job first off, and then Sean Power, and then Frank, Jerry McIntyre. They all kept him very quiet. Like, we were glad that he scored. A few from frees, all right, but that can't be helped.
Even Barry Foley, who played in the All-Ireland final, finished up in the left in your corner and was replaced.
Yeah, I didn't actually even know it was Barry himself till I heard people shouting and roaring at him like we were concentrating so hard in the game. But maybe things didn't go right for him on the day, you know. It's the way it goes. Some days you're up, some days you're down. They've had a hard slog over the last 3 or 4 weeks. Patrickswell, the draw in their county championship and so on. So it's been tough on them as well. You have to take that into account. Like.
Do you think that home venue make a difference to Wolfe Tones?
Yes, it was unbelievable. The sport we had today was unbelievable. It was unreal. It was better than running out there today than it was the day of the county final. When things were going tough there in the second half, and we had to put the shoulder to the wheel. The crowd really got behind us, like, and we appreciate that. It was great, fantastic effort all week.
Well, Martin, having got knocked out in the first round of the Clare Championship last year, this year to turn around, be Clare champions, and now into a Munster final, really a remarkable achievement.
I think the fact that we were beaten in such a fashion last year in the county championship really motivated us to do well this year. And after we won the county championship, things just keep on rolling on for us now. You know, we don't feel as if we can be beaten now. You know, that's the kind of confidence that's in the team at the moment. Hopefully, it'll continue along into March 17th. Hopefully.
Well, Martin, we wish you the very best of luck in that Munster Club final, and congratulations once again. Well, also joining me is the goalkeeper, Damian Gallery. Damian, from your position, of course, you had a good view of things all down through the field. Where did you think the real strong points in the Wolfe Tones team was today?
Well, our backs, especially in the first half, we were under a lot of pressure. Surprisingly, with the wind, we were under a lot of pressure, and we managed to hold them, and we actually came in 4 points ahead. And then the second half, we really held out well in the second half, and Gary Kirby missed a few frees, which we were lucky enough. And in the end, we finished stronger, and all year we've been finishing stronger. I think our stamina and fitness shows in all of our matches this year.
Ciaran O'Neill's goal, of course, came at a great time too, about 10 minutes before half-time. That really set you up going in at half-time.
Well, I was just thinking, like, we needed a goal if we were going to make any impression. Like, we need 3 or 4 minutes. We need 3 or 4 points lead at going into half-time with that breeze. And while the backs were holding, the forwards weren't making much impression, and we needed some kind of a goal. And the goal when it came was lucky, but they all count.
Were you worried at any stage with the threat of Gary Kirby at full forward?
Well, he is dangerous, and in the Limerick Championship he showed how good he is, getting 3-9 and 2-10 in various games. I always knew Brian Lohan was capable of handling him, and the only thing with Gary Kirby is if you give him any space, he'll punish you, and today Brian kept those instances to a minimum.
Well, now, Damien, during the Munster final is the Waterford champions Ballyheigue. Do you know much about those?
I don't know anything about them except for I think it's their captain, Fergal Hartley. I played Fitzgibbon hurling with Fergal, and he's an outstanding hurler, so we'll give them the utmost respect when we play them.
Well, Damien, we wish you the very best of luck. Congratulations once again, great team performance. Well, Pat O'Connell, chairman of the Wolfe Tones Club. Pat, really a great day for the Wolfe Tones Club today.
I think with the way everything went today, certainly vindicated our decision to hold the match here at Wolfe Tones. I'd like to pay a great thank you to all the club members and indeed to the people of Shannon, because as you probably see yourself, everything today went off like clockwork, everything.
And what mattered mostly, of course, was what went on outside on the pitch, and the lads certainly did the business as well.
Well, it was a very, very tough match, and I think Patrickswell will probably be kicking themselves later on because they missed quite a lot. But that is a great credit due to our backs, and certainly the whole team for the way they tackled back and kept the spirit going for the 60 minutes. I think today proved that we can depend on a lot of our fringe players, the players who don't get too much of the credit or the glory, like Martin Hartig and Jerry McIntyre or Damian Gallery. These fellas today proved that they're every bit as good as our people who've been playing good all along.
Martin Hartigan in the left corner was really outstanding there today.
Well, Martin to me is an outstanding player, and he does not get the credit I think that he should get. I would say at this stage that he should be on the verge of the Clare team, because I don't know of too many better cornerbacks now than Martin Hartigan.
Well, the day you played the Kerry champions, there was some anxious moments, but of course that was only a week after winning the county final. The players seemed to be much more focused on what was happening today.
Well, the Ballyheigue match was a completely different match because it was played in a tight pitch. The weather conditions were very bad, and we're just after having 3 or 4 hectic days of celebrating. The lads knuckled down over the last 2 weeks, and today they proved that their fitness is back at the level that should be, and we'll certainly be in proper order for the final in 2 weeks' time.
It would really be a great achievement if Wolfe Tones were to bring the Munster crown and keep the Munster title in Clare.
Well, I can tell you from everybody here in the club and from the whole team, it won't be from the lack of effort, and you can see it here today that the players will give it 100% and more.
Well, Pat, we wish you the very best of luck in that final, and hopefully you will bring that Munster crown and retain it in Clare.
Well, thank you very much, and we'll be doing our best. See you in 2 weeks' time. Thank you.
So Wolfe Tones are through to the Munster Club final, where they will meet the Waterford champions Ballygunner. They gave a 5-star performance here in their own pitch this evening and ran out convincing winners in the end by 5 points. The final score: Wolfe Tones 1 goal and 11 points, Patrickswell 9 points.